Apologize for running a little bit late, but we had a work session from at 4 o'clock with the school board that ran a little bit late. So our first order of business tonight that needs to be taken care of is for the calendar year 2026 is the election of a chairman. So do we have a nomination for chair?
I nominate Mr. Clay Forehand for chairman. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is any others? All that signify, like I have never done this before. All in favor of the motion for Clay Forehand to be chair for calendar year 26, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, that carries. Mr. Forehand, if you would like to take over the rest of this organizational meeting, I would certainly appreciate it. I would sit back down.
Quitter. We'll take nominations for vice chair.
I would like to nominate Mr. Jeff Seeley for vice chair.
I'll second. I'll
Any other nominations?
the nominations. I'll nominate Mr. Underwood. Second. If no second, then that dies.
Wait,
Any
could
other
you
nominations?
repeat that?
There was a nomination, a second for Mr. Seeley, and there's a nomination for Mr. Underwood. If hearing nothing else, then the nomination for Mr. Underwood dies. We'll do a vote on Mr. Seeley for vice chair. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Seeley will be vice chair. Did you already switch that? All right, next we'll go on to the adoption of the rules of order for 2026.
So moved.
Items. I have a motion that we accept the as provided rules of order.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have adopted our rules of order. Next will be our schedule of regular board meetings for 2026.
Let me get to it, because it's never in the same place.
Yes, I'm struggling. I wasn't ready.
It's in the very last page just before. Can we make the 14th of July? I mean, every year we struggle with the 14th. Can we strike that and schedule it if we need it? Last year, we really didn't have much of an agenda and we had it scheduled and canceling it was bigger than.
Why don't we move that to
Yep.
June, so we get 2 meetings in June to take care of the budget?
The budget will have been done by June.
Yeah, but it makes us procrastinate if we do that.
Staff's checking calendars. I see them down there.
I was gonna say, because we can always schedule continue that meeting in June if we need to. The July meeting has always been a consternation of whether we need it or not.
Is that a motion, Mr. Seal?
I'd like to make a motion, we strike the July 14th meeting.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on striking the July 14th meeting?
I just would like to say something. My only concern with that is in years past when we have done that, we've come back in like August and we have had agendas that have taken us very, very deep into the night. And I don't think anyone's working well at 12 a.m., 1 a.m. So that's my only concern with striking. I'd rather schedule it and then if we need to.
Because we can't cancel it. That's our dilemma.
But we can add it.
But we can always add, we're just canceling it, there's no provision for
Okay.
that.
You can also add it in July.
Mr. Tully.
In August.
Yeah, if it stays on the calendar, then anything planning wise will just move automatically to that, be advertised, then it becomes very difficult to cancel. So obviously, if we know upfront what the calendar is, then the planning department works with that calendar as they move through the year. If we need
Mr.
a
Cully.
special meeting, you can, plan on that in June and then recess into a meeting sometime into July. Keep in mind that Mrs. Hall's not here till last 2 weeks of July.
Mr. Cully, would you be in favor? Would you be in favor of adding a second meeting in June, and that way we could, rather than do the July meeting, and then I think that would.
That's certainly,
I would say we can always continue a meeting in June. I mean, we can always add, getting rid of a meeting just becomes a chore.
A different.
And July has been, last
I'm
year
okay
in
with that.
July, we were like,
yeah, it's easy to add one when you kind of recess into it, but taking it off of the calendars, you gotta
And- but
cancel.
we couldn't do public hearings,
Call
Mr.
for vote,
Cully.
Mr. Chair.
Before we go,
Mr. Cully, we couldn't do public hearings if we continue a meeting.
No, you would have to set that up like in May. So if we kind of knew we were running into a jam, we would tell you and advertise for it and set up a special meeting.
I think we have a lot of public hearings coming up and a lot of new developments, so
I think summer's gonna be busy.
okay.
can we add the June,
Sure.
the June 23rd?
Is that the 4th? I'm not looking at my phone.
The fourth
Be
Tuesday?
the 30th.
Yeah.
It would be the 16th is currently, sorry, the 9th.
No, the 9th and the
9th
23rd.
23rd, okay.
So we could add the
I
23rd,
just had, thought it was the 16th was the,
Yeah, 23rd.
23rd.
and that's still, where we got, still, we have what?
Mr. Seeley, can you change your motion to move that meeting to, rather for July to June?
Sure.
And then we,
What date are we gonna go? The 23rd? I'll amend my motion to, we'll move the July 14th meeting to June 23rd.
and I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion, and a second, to move the July 14th meeting to June 23rd, to make a second meeting in June in lieu of the July meeting. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Y'all would, turn y'all's name tags around if you haven't already.
No.
All right, next we have, Board of Supervisor appointments.
I'm good with mine.
Now, wait a minute. Which appointments are we?
They're on page, well, they're in the
On the second page of
Second
the,
page.
of the,
board
number one
packet.
tab. I guess the easiest thing is if anybody wants a change from their current assignment. So without hearing anyone
I'll make a
requesting
motion to
change,
adopt as presented.
we have a motion.
I'll second that, and as presented means as they were last.
As they were last year, correct.
I'll make the second.
All right, motion a second. Any other discussion? Then we'll have a vote on that. All those in favor of the current schedule for carrying 2025 into 2026 appointments, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we have our Board of Supervisor appointments handled. And next, we will close our organizational meeting.
Motion to close.
I don't recall how we
I
do
just made a
that.
motion to close.
So, second.
We have a motion a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we have officially closed our organizational meeting. We'll call to order our regular meeting on January 13th, 2026 with our Pledge of Allegiance. I'm sorry, our invocation. And I don't have anyone lined up for that. Any takers?
I can do it.
All right, Ms. Long? All right, Brad, please stand, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for your guidance. We thank you for this year that has passed and ask that You lead us to wise decisions, unity of mind and thought and goals. And for this county and for the citizens who are to come and for our youth who we hope will remain here, that this county might continue to grow and be a source of pride to all of us. We ask your protection as we travel home. We ask that you be with all our staff and our law enforcement, firefighters, and rescue responders as they work tonight. Keep them safe and home to their families safely. These things I pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
We'll remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we'll start off with opening board comments. Mr. Underwood, would you want to start us off?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just have a couple. Over the past couple of weeks, we've had several tragedies in the county. We had one family that's their home burned, and we've been giving them quite a bit of assistance. And I want to thank the county for residents for all they've done to help that family. They're still in need. So I believe Ms. Shamika Baker from Caroline's Promise is spearheading the effort to help that family. So anything that we can do to make this a easier transition, the better. The young gentleman who lived across the street from me, his wife passed. The Terrell family, she was only 40-something years old. They have a student at the high school. Certainly want to offer them our prayers. And then there was a student that I had the pleasure of working with when we first started the alternative school. He was our first student. He passed on Thursday. So tragedy is hitting us, but together we can overcome this, and together we can make this a soft landing for the family. So I ask you to keep them in your prayers as they go through these troubled times. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Underwood. Ms. Long?
I want to thank the members of the school board for the joint meeting. We still have a long ways to go, but it's good for us to get together once in a while so we can talk about things and try to keep moving forward. I also want to thank the board for tolerating my year as chair. It's always a learning experience and a joy and a little bit of a stress sometimes too, but I always enjoyed it. And Mr. Seeley and Mr. Forehand, I wish you the best of luck this year. Hope we have a quiet and prosperous year. I do want to say that we have plenty of events coming up this summer. We got a big birthday for the nation, so everybody keep watching the Caroline website and all the different events so that we can support and celebrate and pass history on to our children as we should. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Mr. Seeley?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Congratulations. I would like to recognize the Sunday School Union movie that is now complete. They did a debut at a gala on the 27th of December. It was really something. I hope everybody gets an opportunity to see it. It's about 19 minutes long with a lot of additional footage and the incorporation of a lot of the speakers we've seen pieces of over the years. It really is really well done, and I want to congratulate them on their completion of that. And thank you, Ms. Long, for the year of being chair. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Seeley. Mr. Black?
Or I have a few. I want to thank this past Sunday. We had a trash pickup along Ladysmith Road. We had a great turnout. There was 17 people showed up, some of them actually from outside of LLPOA and former students, so which is cool to see. With that trash pickup, we covered a couple miles of road from the former Sassafras Shade Winery to Route 1. Want to thank the Sheriff's Department, as well as our Public Works for picking up the trash, VDOT for getting the several dead animals that were alongside the road. I do want to thank Mrs. Long for your leadership last year. One of the things about being on a board is you have to make tough decisions, and it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback when you're sitting outside in the audience, but you did a great job, and I appreciate that. Congratulations, Mr. Forehand. The other thing too is we have the Inside Lake Landor coming up, the tentative date, which I believe, as long as their board approves, the 21st of February. We have the polar bear plunge, which I'll be putting more information about. That plunge has raised over $250,000 in the last 10 years, probably excess of close to $300,000 in the last 10 years for local charities. So I really appreciate those organizations. We're up an organization from last year. I think we have now 9 organizations instead of 8, and we're trying to get a few more. And then finally, to the school board, thank you for the dialogue. Once again, I appreciate the dialogue, and I hope to continue that because that makes Caroline a better place. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Black. Mr. Thomas?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I guess this is our first meeting of the year, so Happy New Year to everyone. I want to share a little personal note of please make sure you take care of your health because I had what turned out to be a 4-week flu that turned into walking pneumonia, and I missed several of the December events that the county had. The employee Christmas party and awards, Captain Kerry's retirement party I actually missed, and it's good to see him here today. So I did drive by him one of his last days and told him to stay on the sidewalk while I yelled from my car, which he did. So I'm glad to see him here. And as Mr. Seeley mentioned, I did miss the Sunday school holiday, Sunday school union holiday event too. So it was quite a bit. Thank the Lord that I'm back, and I haven't given it again to my wife. So we're going to move on from there. But those are most of my comments. I do have one more, which I was just informed today. Cindy Roselle, who was a former county employee and was the sister-in-law of Maxie Roselle, a former supervisor, apparently passed away last night. So if you could keep her in your prayers as we go along, we appreciate it. And that's it, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. My comments, one, I want to thank you for the board for the opportunity to serve the county and the board in this capacity. I will do my best to be a good representation of the board and do a good job for that. I also wanted to thank the school board for, might appear from the outside a contentious meeting. It wasn't. We have a lot of common ground, and we have some details and people that are sticklers to details on both sides of it. So they say making sausage isn't always a great process, but a good product in the very end, and I'm confident we will get there. So that's a work in progress. Next, we have amendments to the agenda. Any amendments to the agenda? I have one.
I think we have one amendment for presentation.
Yep.
And the rest of so there's an amendment for presentations that I go ahead and move that we add to the agenda and then
Okay.
accept the rest as
Second.
presented.
Second.
All right, we have, actually I have 2 different sheets. We have one addition to presentations. Any other additions? We have a motion and a second. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And we have an agenda for the evening. So with that, we'll start off with our
Recognitions.
yeah, that's not on the agenda. So we'll, our recognitions. So.
That would be normal presentation.
Yeah, perfect.
She had 6 over there.
Oh, it is. Captain Carey, would you please come down up front?
Bring his family.
Actually, if you'd like to bring your family down, we'd love to see them.
Oh, just in time to wake her up, huh?
Yeah. Awesome. Captain Carey, we have a resolution as a show our appreciation for your service, longstanding service to Caroline County. And I will read it here. Whereas Captain Stacy L. Carey retired from the Caroline County Sheriff's Office on December 31st, 2025, after 28 years of service. And whereas Captain Carey began his career as a deputy sheriff in 1997 and rose through the ranks of leadership. Along the way, he received many awards, accolades, commendations, and recognition for his hard work and dedication. And whereas during his tenure, Captain Carey always displayed the utmost integrity and professionalism in working with his colleagues, the general public, the court system, and other law enforcement agencies. And whereas the absence of this true public servant will leave a void in the department, and Captain Carey will be greatly missed by his colleagues in the Sheriff's Department and his fellow employees of Caroline County. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Caroline County Board of Supervisors hereby expresses its sincere appreciation to Captain Stacy L. Carey for his 28 years of exemplary service and dedication to the citizens of Caroline County, and conveys its best wishes for a happy and healthy retirement and continued success in all future endeavors. Adopted this 13th day of January 2026.
Thank you.
You have the mic if there's anything you'd like to say.
Well, I'd like to say thank you to the members of the board, Pam, Mr. Cully, Sheriff Mosier, and everyone for giving me that opportunity back in '97 to become a part of the sheriff's office. And I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I enjoy retirement so far. It's like 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. And I can really, I think I'll be able to handle it. But I really wanted to publicly acknowledge my wife keeps me going, you know. One thing a ship and a plane have in common is a rudder. And she is my rudder to keep me on course. A plane will go up and down, a ship will go right, left to right, but without that rudder, you can't go anywhere. And that's my stability right there, because she takes care of the house and everything else. And I'm very thankful to have her. We've been married going on 25 years this year. And like I said, I'd like to thank your board. And my mother was particularly fond of you, Mr. Underwood, so special thanks to you. And we'll continue to see each other, Mr. Thomas, every day or whatever, at the post office or whatever else. And thank the citizens of Caroline for, it was an honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Who are these cuties down here? Who are these little ones down here?
So that's my daughter Zipporah, that's my granddaughter Dalen, and this is my daughter right here, Natasha.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I know they're all very proud of you.
Why don't y'all come on up? We'll get a
Mrs.
group photo.
Stacy, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Come on up.
Oh, okay.
We'll go this way.
Yeah, one appointment and consent agenda.
All right, we have Section 2 appointments. We have Board of Zoning Appeals for the Reedy Church District. Mr. Underwood, are you ready
Yeah,
for that?
thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm not ready. Hopefully we'll have it on our next meeting.
Okay, we'll put that off to the next meeting.
Yes, sir.
All right, next we have our consent agenda. Any items that a board member would like to pull off to discuss individually? Hearing none, do I get a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We have a motion in the second, Mr. Underwood and Mr. Thomas for the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we have adopted the consent agenda. All right, do we want to pick up item 4 by chance?
I just
We're-
have one question, and it's the Delta Dental question, and maybe, oh, is she here? Oh, she is. I didn't see her sitting down front, so I thought, oh, Alan was gonna have to answer the question.
No, I'm here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Here.
The Delta Dental plans, apparently there are 3 levels.
Yes.
Delta Dental Plus, and something.
It's Premier.
So do we have access to all of those?
Yes.
So and there's no question about that. Was the only, I called 2 dentists, one like Delta, the other one said that there were 3 levels and they only took the top tier,
The Premier.
the Premier.
Mhm.
So as long as we have all 3 of those,
You do.
then those are the answers to my questions, Mr. Chairman.
Before you go, was the cost of those in the previous thing you gave us?
Yes, it's also in the presentation that I'm going to go over, but it should have been in the packet.
Oh, okay. You're gonna go over the presentation again?
It's a little different. It's a
Oh,
little
okay.
different.
Then never mind.
Are they going to cue it up? So I guess what I'll do is, since we're on dental, if you don't mind, I will go right to that and come back to the medical. So in the last 2 pages, so there was a recommendation for enhancements to the plans, if you recall, that we discussed in December. Those recommendations actually were based off of requests from employees that your HR department has received. And just to remind you what those enhancements are is you have 2 plans. You have a high plan and a low plan. So on the high plan, the proposal is to increase the annual benefit from $1,250 to $2,000. Then also on the orthodontia coverage, it's to increase the lifetime maximum from $1,250 to $2,000. And then the third enhancement was to include adult orthodontia, because today your plan only covers orthodontia for children 19 and under. So this would enhance it, that would allow adults to have orthodontic coverage as well. So what we did is, last time we did not have the Anthem numbers. I have brought them today. So you can see by going to Anthem, and both these proposals, whether it's Anthem or Delta Dental, include these enhancements. So to stay with Anthem, and the rates are guaranteed for 1 year, it would be an annual increase to your budget of $62,000, almost $63,000. For Delta Dental, there's actually a decrease of about 19,000, just shy of 19,000, with the same enhancements. And as I noted on the bottom, so you have the access to both the Premier and PPO networks. And those are both considered in network. Nobody has to do anything to access it. If their dentist participates in Premier, that's the benefits they're going to get. That's what it's going to be based off of. I also included on the last page, which I won't go through it, but one of the questions that you all had was continuity of care. So what happens to somebody who is in the process of having some type of a dental procedure, whether it's you're having a root canal and you need a crown, orthodontic coverage. It is broken out, you'll see on this slide. And again, I can certainly go through it, but in most instances, it is going to be covered under the new plan. You know, as long as the treatment happens after March 1st of this year, it will be covered under the new plan if we move to Delta Dental. Any other questions on the dental? I'm sorry.
You said the costs were in the presentation.
The
I
total,
don't have that.
second bullet point.
Oh, I was thinking individual costs.
Oh, no, sorry. That is,
Okay,
we have it for the medical, but I did not for the dental.
okay, okay.
So again, both options, whether it's Anthem or Delta Dental, will include those enhancements under that first bullet point. Correct. The cost for employees will go down a bit under Delta Dental, as well as the cost to the county, just because of the decrease in premiums.
All right, any other questions before we move forward?
You want to do more?
Yep. I'm going to back up to the medical. If you don't have any other questions on the the dental, I can't talk. So just to remind you kind of our starting point. So the increase this year is calling for 11.5%, which equates to about 819,000. Because you have the county, the town of Bowling Green, as well as the detention center all up under your plan, you can see the breakdown or the impact to each entity. So the impact to the county is about 667,000. The detention center is about 146,000, and the town of Bowling Green is about 69,000. And a little asterisk there is just to kind of remind you that, you know, these are numbers based off of how your enrollment sits today. They certainly can fluctuate based off of what plans people participate in or add dependents and so forth. So these numbers could adjust once we have open enrollment. But the plan options would remain the same. So you continue to have the 2 plan options available through Anthem as you do today. So we have 5 options to walk through with you, and this is solely based off of the portion that the county is responsible for. So we took out the numbers specific to the detention center and the town. So in option 1, this makes an assumption that the county or the board will absorb 100% of that increase. So you can see the total increase again is about 667,000. There would be 0 impact to the employees. So the total impact to the county would be the entire amount of the increase. So that would be option 1. Option 2 is what I label as the status quo. So we're assuming you keep the same contribution methodology that you have today with the same plans that you offer. So you can see what this does, what type of an impact this has. So again, the total increase is the 667,000. If we were to go with the status quo and have the employees share in that increase, they would absorb about 108,000. And the county would absorb about 557,000. And at the bottom, you'll see the breakdown of the impact per month to the employees with this particular increase. So it's broken up by both plans. You have the health keepers and then the PPO plan. So you can see based off of what plan they participate in and what tier they participate in, what the financial impact would be to them on a monthly basis. Any questions on that one? So moving on to option 3. So what we did here is we made an assumption that the county would absorb 75% of the increase. So again, you can see the numbers. So the impact to the employees is about 171,000, and the impact to the county is about 496,000. And again, you can see at the bottom the impact by plan and by tier to the employees as far as how much additional it would cost them on a monthly basis to participate in the plans going forward with this particular option. So this is the county absorbing 75% of the total increase.
Just want to emphasize that that is the amount of the increase, not the actual premium. That's how much it would go up per month.
Yes, this is the actual amount it would increase. Then the fourth option, so you'll see a little theme going on here. So this is assuming that the county absorbs 50% of the increase. So by doing that, you can see the impact to the employees is about 341,000 and the county is about 26,000. And again, at the bottom is the total increase per month by plan and by tier. And then the fifth and final option is assuming that the county absorbs 25% of the total increase and the employees would absorb a bigger chunk of the increase. So that impact to the employees is pretty substantial. It's 511,000, almost 512,000. And the impact to the county is about 155,000. And again, you see at the bottom is the breakdown of how much more it would cost them on a monthly basis to participate in those plans, either plan and by tier. Any questions?
Would you mind going
I-
backwards
okay.
through those slides one more time?
Sure.
Just want to make sure I write it all down right.
So I'll go back to the 100%. So really and in your board packet, I believe you have a summary page. It should be attachment number 2 that shows you the cost impact to the to the county per option. So it is broken down in your packet under attachment 2. So option 1 again is the county absorbs the entire increase. Option 2
I found it.
Okay.
It wasn't in our packet. It was on the side.
That's all right.
Thank you.
So option 2 would be, like I said, the status quo, where there wouldn't be the methodology that you use today for your contributions would be the same methodology going forward, the same percentages. So that's option 2, and the impact to the county is the 557. Option 3 is the county absorbing 75% of that increase. So the financial impact to the budget would be 496,000. Option 4 is absorbing 50% of the total increase. The impact to the county is 326,000. And then the fifth and final option is the county absorbing 25% of the total increase, which the county would absorb an additional 155,000. And if you wanted to see, so we did a little chart in the attachment 2, the second page. It just, again, I have the charts on these slides, but this just gives you an idea based off of an impact to employee and an impact to a family in this little chart in your packet.
Can you go back to option 1, please?
Mhm.
Can I make a motion that the board move ahead with option 1 where there's no cost to the employees and the county picks it up?
You know, the option is we pay for it in insurance, we pay for it in a pay raise. We've got,
That's what I'm saying. Whether we do raises or not, this will be a pay cut if we have employees pay for it, so.
My only thought to play devil's advocate is we have a number of employees, but that $666,000 or whatever, that's going to be paid by every taxpayer in the county. And so that's why I'm thinking we need to share a little bit, but that is up to the board. But
Every
we have
taxpayer
to
needs-
remember we're getting that. And yes, I know every taxpayer is served by the employees.
No, every taxpayer pays the employee salary, regardless of what it is. So we're all in it together. and we're gonna vote later on, I'm sure during the budget process, for a raise for county employees, school employees, whoever, this is part of a raise. This is, or at least it's not
Except
a,
not all of our employees are on the insurance or the dental.
all our
Because
employees
it's an
are.
optional, but 200, well, it's in here. How many employees do we have? It was in the,
Yeah, you have,
About 450 employees.
out of how many total
and you have
employees?
about 289
Yeah.
enrolled.
So we have 280 out of that enrolled.
It's a good option for the, people. It's not even as good as insurance as the schools have. They have better insurance.
I'm not arguing, I'm just saying you have to look at all sides of it. There are several different plans that they can pick from also. And that the citizens make up our budget. So it's just food for thought.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Underwood?
I'm looking at the increase. It's basically 1 cent of tax dollars that we're talking about for the full county services. I just don't think that's a price that we can't bear. So I think it's a nominal increase to me
As an option one.
as option one, yes.
Second?
I'll give it a second, absolutely. I didn't know.
All right, so we have a
Made a motion. Other
motion and
discussion,
second for
yes.
option one. Any additional discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of option one, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, option one it is.
All right, and then I guess we need to, the dental as well. So
Same.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve. Yeah, yeah. I gotta pick a winner for it.
I'm gonna make the motion first that we go ahead with Delta Dental.
I'll go with Floyd's motion first. Anyone here have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seeley seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Delta Dental it is.
all
Thank
right,
you.
we will get to work. Have a good night.
All right.
And the open enrollment starts February something,
Or yes.
4th to 17th.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do we want to go
Thank
to
you.
closed session?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Board, we have about 4 items in closed meeting. We got, y'all are okay with that? We head to closed meeting because we cannot start public comments before 7:30, or we choose not to have public comments before 7:30. So any opposition to go ahead and
Mr. Chairman, I move the board convene in closed meeting pursuant to the
hold on,
perspective.
hold on, Mr. Seeley.
Did you, I mean, you have number 5 as well, don't you? You're gonna pass on 5 and come, okay, just one, okay.
Now he broke my rhythm. The prospective business and contract exemptions under 2.2-3711.I.5 and A29 of the Code of Virginia to discuss the potential expansion of an existing business in the Reed Church District and an associated VEDP grant agreement about which no previous public announcement has been made, whereas discussion in open session would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the county and the legal counsel, and contract exemption of 2.2-3711.A.8 and A29 of the Code of Virginia to discuss the revised contract terms relating to the potential sale of county-owned real estate in the Mattapani District and finalization of a local performance agreement for the VDP grant program, whereas in discussion in open session would adversely affect the bargaining position and negotiating strategy of the county. And number 3, the litigation and legal counsel exemption of 2.2-3711.A.7.A8 of the Code of Virginia for consultation with the county attorney and discussion with staff regarding the following actual probable lawsuit, tax collection litigation in Port Royal, the administrative process, act appeal involving the county and DEQ, foreclosure actions in the Dawn area where such consultation and open meeting would adversely affect the litigation posture of the county. Do I have a second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of going into closed session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are in closed session. People in the crowd, we will try to be back as close to 7:30 as possible. we're going to come out of closed session. If we can, Mr. Seeley.
Mr. Chairman, I move the Caroline County Board of Supervisors certify that to the best of each board member's knowledge, only public matters lawfully exempt from the open meeting requirement by Virginia law were discussed in closed meeting to which this certification applies, and only public business matters which were identified in the motion convened in closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the board. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to come out of closed session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are out.
Certify.
Oh, that's right. We need to certify to that no other business was discussed. Mr. Black, do you certify?
I so certify.
Mr. Thomas?
I so certify.
Mr. Underwood?
I so certify.
Ms. Long?
I so certify.
Mr. Seeley?
I so certify.
And I so certify. We are officially out of closed session and on to public comment. If you have public comment on any item of your choosing that is not up for consideration by the board via a previous or current public meeting, then you are welcome to come on up and have 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Chair Forehand and Vice Chair Seeley and members of the Board of Supervisors. I am Dr. Sarah Calveric, the Superintendent of Caroline County Public Schools. Have you heard? CCPS is embarking on a year-long literacy initiative called Caroline Reads. This countywide literacy campaign runs from December 2025 through December 2026 and is rooted in a simple but powerful belief: a healthy community starts with strong literacy. Caroline Reads is designed to inspire a love of reading, strengthen literacy skills, and support the overall health and well-being of Caroline residents of all ages. The official kickoff takes place on Saturday, February 7th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. right on Main Street in Bowling Green, and it truly reflects the best of Caroline. Our schools, our businesses, our partners, and our families coming together. The adventure begins at the corner store, where students will receive a Caroline Reads literacy passport, get photos taken with Clifford the Big Red Dog, Where's Waldo, and the Who's Reading Owl, and officially start their journey. Participants will travel the town to complete the tale, earning up to 11 passport stamps by engaging in literacy activities hosted by our incredible Town of Bowling Green businesses. The Heist will host poetry readings while students write postcards and create origami bookmarks. Burke & Burke Insurance will offer story time every 15 minutes, and this is where we warmly invite members of the Board of Supervisors to join us as guest read-aloud readers. The Sundry will help students make friendship bracelets inspired by favorite book titles or characters. Pitts and Mans will partner with a Caroline County librarian so students can apply for their very own public library card. Main Street Books and Print Shop will invite students to add their favorite place to read to a county-wide map of Caroline. Artism by Joey will guide students in decorating their own writing journals to capture their reading memories. Tingler Insurance will host children's book title Pictionary using emojis. Tyrannosaurus Tot will bring back a classic favorite with a CCPS book walk, a twist on the traditional fall festival cakewalk activity. On the courthouse lawn, we are hoping, have not yet received approval, but have applied for, families can complete one of 2 story walks, fiction or nonfiction, and receive a copy of the book to finish the story at home together. Also on the courthouse lawn, CCPF Faith Partners will host Bounce for Books. Students will bounce, slide, and select a gently used book donated by our faith community. After earning at least 7 of 11 passport stamps, students return to the corner store to share their passport successes and receive a free ice cream ticket from Gibson's, who happens to be the Ice Cream for Breakfast event. This event is capped at 500 students. Families are encouraged to come early to fully participate. Most importantly, Every Caroline Reads event throughout the year, including this kickoff, is fully funded by the Virginia Department of Education all-in grant. We'd love for the supervisors to join us, whether by reading aloud at Burke & Burke Insurance, strolling the Main Street shops, or simply celebrating alongside our families. Together, we're setting the tone for a year where reading is valued, visible, and shared across Caroline County. Thank you for your time and the extra time. Please post the flyers wherever you can.
Ms. Calvert,
Yes.
do y'all by chance have a rain date?
Oh, we just talked about that this morning, Mr. Forehand. We are praying that Mother Nature is kind to us. We do not as of yet, and we have one small detail that we would need to work through. One of the businesses listed, the Sundry, has an exciting announcement that they are relocating. Well, they are staying open for this exact event. So they would be closing down after the February 7th to shift to their new location. So we just need to work through some nuances, but we hope to have a rain date if needed.
Great.
But fingers and toes crossed.
Hope for good weather.
Please do. Bundle up. There's not much going on in February. Wear hats, mittens, coats. Good. Thank you.
Anyone else? Good evening.
Good evening. Mr. Chairman and the board, members of the board, my name is Nicholas Brogan, and I'm a resident of the Western District. As we start this new year, I wanted to come before you tonight not to complain, but to share a vision for the level of transparency and focus on our neighbors in Western Carolina are looking for in 2026. First, I want to talk about public safety. We all know our county is growing, and with that growth comes a great responsibility to those who protect us. I was encouraged to see the recent budget focus on sheriff's vehicles and recruitment grants, but as we move toward the next fiscal cycle, our priority must be competitive retention. We cannot afford to be training ground for neighboring counties. To be a safe community, we must ensure our deputies, our first responders, have the long-term financial stability to stay here, live here, and grow here. Second, regarding accountability and growth, many of us in the Western District see the rapid pace of development. We aren't against the progress, but we are for accountability. We expect our growth to pay for itself. When we approve new developments, the expectations for infrastructure, our roads, our water, and our schools must be clear and non-negotiable. Our citizens deserve to know what today's approvals won't become tomorrow's tax hikes. Finally, fiscal responsibility. Being a good steward of taxpayer money means more than just balancing a ledger. It means making proactive, transparent choices. It's about ensuring every dollar spent on the constituents or new projects has a direct, measurable return for the people of this county. Transparency isn't just a buzzword. It's about providing the public with plain English summaries of where our money is going before the checks are signed. I look forward to attending these meetings regularly this year and working alongside this board as a neighbor and an advocate to make sure Caroline County remains a place where our families can thrive. And further, I hope that as I attend these meetings, it isn't seen as Monday morning quarterbacking, but it is seen as expecting results from the vote that was given. Thank you for your time and for your service to our county.
Thank you. We'll get the right-handed microphone for you.
Good evening, Chair Foreman and Vice Chair Seeley and everybody else on the board. First of all, Happy New Year. I'm Jessie Rollins and I am from the Mattapanat District. And I just want to take less than a minute, hopefully, to just simply say thank you. I'm here on behalf of Post Gala. We had a blast. But I want to share something a little personal. Each time I come in here, I'm out on the road because I remember the time that we became an all-American city. And so I want to remind us that each year the National Civil League honors 10 outstanding communities with the All-American City Award, celebrating excellence in local innovation, civic engagement, and cross-sector collaboration. This prestigious award highlights the remarkable potential within communities to address critical issues and drive meaningful change when residents, businesses, nonprofit, and government leaders work in concert. I remember all of the work during that time, and Caroline's Promise was getting off the ground. Ms. Powell came. That was a lot to celebrate within our community back then, not too far in our past, but it has made us strong in a lot of areas today. I'm very, very proud to be a part of Caroline's Promise. From its inception, I was the first chair when we met with local leadership development. I still have my notebook. And being a part of the gala for our senior citizens, what I want to share where it really hit me this year and being a part of wanting to create something that was celebrating our seniors. They are a treasure in our community, even though, yes, I got my red, white, and blue card, but there's so many people I look up to. There was a lady that needed hem in her pants. She'd been to pretty much all the galas, and these pair of pants needed hem because she'd lost some weight, she'd been sick. And so part of my running around with the gala being changed, my list, and I told her, not a problem. I had some stops to make, but I'm going to run down and grab those pants, which I did, and had to run back and drop them off and go pick some kids up and get over to the high school, and she made it. She also passed away. And the impact on me personally, because I'm speaking personally, was to be able to have something for our senior citizens where they get all dressed up and come out and be celebrated. And so I want to personally thank you, the Board of Supervisors, for supporting the gala and giving us that opportunity, organizations, to come together and create a memorable evening for the jewels of our community. And so, thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work.
It was a team effort.
You all did great.
Yes, and then I got to party before.
All right, would anyone else like to come up and speak? Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Joseph James from the Reedy Church District. I came this evening to speak to you all about some concerns that I have. Chairman Forehand and Vice Chair Seeley and the rest of the board, I'm here this evening to formally express my concerns regarding the ongoing and dangerous highway and roadways marking that enables and also encourages speeding conditions on Route 30 between the Hanover County line and the King William County line, specifically in the area between Signboard and Secretariat Drive on Route 30. Over the past few years, there have been at least 6 traffic accidents along that section of the highway. Particularly concerned the section approximately 1/4 mile east of Route 30 and Signboard intersection, where current highway markings permit eastbound traffic away from the state fairground property, passing right over the crest of a hill leading towards Secretariat Drive. This configuration creates a highly unsafe condition on Route 30. This is especially common for vehicles slowing down and stopping to make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn for that matter at Secretariat Drive. On December 19, 2025, at approximately 6 p.m., a very serious accident occurred at this location. A vehicle traveling eastbound and waiting to make a left-hand turn onto Secretariat Drive was rear-ended at a high rate of speed by a pickup truck, probably 45 to 50 miles per hour. The impact forced the stopped vehicle into the adjacent lane of the westbound traffic. A collision occurred with that particular vehicle heading westbound towards Meadow Event Park. Fortunately, and by the grace of God, no lives were lost during that horrific accident. However, the outcome could easily have been different. Given the accident history and the clearly safety risk posed by the current passing zones and highway and roadway markings, specifically request and respectfully request that the Virginia Department of Highways Transportation be asked to once again review, analyze, and study the infrastructure of this segment of Route 30. Specifically, I ask that consideration be given to modifying the passing zone and the related highway markings between signboard and Secretariat to better reflect the limited visibility and traffic patterns in that particular. I also have photographs that might be used to visually demonstrate the safety concerns faced by residents and motorists in our community. We should not have to wait for a tragic loss of life before corrective actions are taken. I appreciate your time, attention, and commitment to public safety, and I respectfully urge the board to take steps to address this unsafe transportation condition here in Caroline County. Mostly, I work with Ms. Long on a condition on Route 30 with the guardrail being torn down by a car, and I would like to personally thank you for what you did, because within a couple of weeks, those repairs were made. I thank you for your time and your consideration in this matter. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Mr. Underwood, you got that written down? Or, okay. Well, with the lineage, maybe every time they repave, they put lines, and sometimes they put them down different than what was there before. Okay. Anyone else like to come up and speak? Anyone else? Last call. All right, our public comment is officially closed. We'll move on to their next item of business, item number 5. Proposal for increased pay for election poll workers.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this is an item that Supervisor Thomas had asked us to put on the agenda to consider increasing the amount of pay for poll workers on election day. The current pay is $150 for the day for poll workers and $200 for the chief and assistant chiefs. And I think Mr. Thomas talked about increasing it by $100 to $250 per poll worker and $300 for the chief and assistant chief. So talked to the registrar, and she indicated that she currently uses 76 poll workers per election. So you're talking $7,600 for the $100 increase. Of course, the total cost depends on how many elections there are in a year. This year, calendar year 26, there'll be 4 elections, I believe. So in this particular year, you're talking $30,400 more. There could be some tax implications. I think the rule is if you receive more than $600 of pay in a calendar year, the county has to file a 1099 NEC form with the IRS. I think that may change. I read somewhere where the threshold may increase to $2,000 next year, but I don't know if that's been confirmed. I haven't looked into that in detail, but so that is a summary of how the request would impact the budget.
Mr. Partner, do you know when their daily pay was adjusted last? Any idea?
I don't.
It's been,
I don't recall any adjustment.
it's probably been at least 10 years,
Yeah,
more than that.
Certainly not recently.
And at
That I-
$150, and they're working 10, 12 hours is
Yeah,
less
150.
than minimum wage.
Yeah.
Well, the polls are open
Probably
from
like
6 to 7.
$15 an hour.
It's 11
So
hours.
They have to get there before.
No, what I'm
that.
saying is it's open
For
13
13
hours.
hours, right. So they're
So they're
working 15
there-
hours.
Right, because they've got to be there before and then until everything's tallied up and put away.
If it's an issue, maybe we just increase it to general elections now. Cause there really aren't the whole thing. That's what
I mean, you can't, it's gonna be hard to differentiate because we don't know what we're gonna have is anything more important. It still takes the same number of people, which is the real crux of the problem is the tax withholding for the registrar's budget, because there's gonna be different implications once you cross the $600 threshold.
Well,
And I don't know when I haven't seen 2,000 for that, so I don't know if that's changing or not, or when it will change. Somebody in taxes might
Yeah.
if it
probably
happens
tell
in
us that.
July 1, so it
So,
might be okay.
right, we could be, but I do know that finding poll workers is a bigger and bigger challenge. And the hours, and the bigger the election, the longer they're there because the numbers take longer to produce.
So we're gonna go ahead with the 250 and 300 for the chief and say it takes effect immediately? Okay.
I'll second.
That is a motion, so you can second it?
So we have an election in less than a month.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. So they get paid right away. Okay.
Now, does this also apply to the people that, I guess that's regular poll people that are at the early voting? Does this apply to early voting as well? To those folks?
Staff.
Or is that staff? I mean, I just don't know. I'm trying to make sure we don't create a gray area.
I'm thinking voting sites where big voting sites.
I think it's just the poll workers during election day.
Okay, I'm just.
The early voting, I think, is handled by part-time. They're actually put on payroll as
Okay.
part-time employees,
I'm
so
just
it's a
not-
little different.
I'm not trying to create a gray area for everybody, and then we're back here again going, well, we have some other folks. I'm just checking. I don't have an issue. I just want to make sure we're covering the waterfront.
I think that's a good idea, but I think, yeah, and I'm glad we're doing the raises. We need it because it's not a job I'm gonna do.
I do have a motion and second to increase it by $100 per position from 150 to 250 and from 200 to 300 for the lead. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. And that appears to be all the action items, business and new business. We have capital updates next.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, your status capital projects is in your budget, in your packet. Also, summary of planning commission recommendations from their December 18th meetings on the back of that. Losing my voice. Monday, the 19th, Martin Luther King Day, is a federal, state, county holiday. Our next regular meeting is the 27th at 6. Don't forget, on the 29th at 3, we have a reception, I assume in the EOC, if Pam's shaking her head, for Donnell Howard for his 36 years. We have a special election on the 3rd that you were just mentioning for treasurer. For any of you interested in going to VACO, Local Government Day is on Thursday, the 5th. As just mentioned, at 10 o'clock, the CCPS Main Street Reading Event kickoff in Bowling Green, Saturday the 7th, next board meeting, Tuesday the 10th. And then President's Day is the 16th, is another federal state holiday. And the Polar Bear Plunge, as mentioned earlier, the 21st. So that's what we've got.
Mr. Kelly, the AP Hill event, local community leaders, let's see,
29th.
yes, of January.
That at
And I
night on
think
the
it's
29th.
6 to 8.
6 to 8 on the 29th.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't have it written down, but I'm pretty sure it's.
I'm trying to
29th.
find it on my phone real quick.
We can send it out tomorrow.
Yes, Thursday, the 29th, 6 PM, Commanders Community Leaders Reception, so. Make sure you RSVP if you intend to go to that, so. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And let's not forget the polar plunge, right, Mr.? You gotta get your regular plug in. You never let
Well,
us
I did,
leave with
I
that.
said it at opening board comments, but yes, I'll talk more about it as we get closer. We're excited. We have 9 organizations and maybe even more, so we're excited to keep on raising money for the charities.
And approval of the planning commission schedule.
Mr. Cully?
Yes.
Mr. Cully, I'm sorry. Well, you can stay there. For the capital projects update, we had mentioned before about putting the school in the CIP. Can you, in this particular report, put school building TBD for cost? And just so it'll be there for February and March while we work through the budget and decide what to put in the exact number? But I do want to make sure it's in there so people know that the Board of Supervisors has agreed to have a school in the CIP. And it just says school, because we need to figure out what we think it should be with the help of other folks. Okay? Okay.
Mr. Partner, Mr. Kelly, the planning commission schedule, I do not have that in my packet. Is that, am I missing that?
Yeah, right there. Left side,
This?
that's it.
Oh, I was thinking it was the schedule for the annual schedule like ours was. Okay, never, I was looking for something entirely different. Okay. All right. Super. All right, with that, we'll go back into closed meeting to finish up our agenda. Mr. Seeley?
I move this board convene in closed meeting pursuant to the litigation and legal counsel exemption of section 2.2-3711.A7.A8 of the Code of Virginia for consultation with the county attorney and discussion with staff regarding the following actual or probable lawsuits: tax collection litigation in Port Royal District, Administrative Process Act appeal involving the county and DEQ, and foreclosure actions in the Dawn area, whereas consultation in open meeting would adversely affect the litigating posture of the county. Can I get a second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are now in closed session.
Before we adjourn, do we want to, we have nothing else for public? Can we say
Staff.
we're first?
We
When
have
we
no
come
more
back in, we
items
have
on the
no more
agenda.
items,
There's
so-
a slim chance that we would have to take some sort of action as a result of a decision made in closed session, but we really don't know if any action is necessary.
All right, I just wanted to clarify that in case anybody didn't want to sit there until we came back to adjourn.
I don't anticipate it being a lengthy, more than 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Just wanted to keep them informed.
Supervisors clarify that to the best of each board member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempt from open and meeting requirement by Virginia law were discussed in closed meeting to which this certification applies, and only such public business matters which were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the board.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Mr. Forehand?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we need everyone to certify that only business purposes were discussed. If you, Mr. Black, you certify?
I do.
Mr. Thomas? Mr. Underwood? Ms. Long?
I so certify.
Mr. Seeley?
I so certify.
And I so certify. I will entertain a motion
So
to
moved
adjourn.
to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.
See y'all later in the month.
Yep.